Yo guys, what's up? Back here with another video. This is my Monday Night Raw review. I just want to say before I get the review underway, I still haven't got my camera back yet. It's still, being fixed, so that's really disappointing. But once I do, I'll be able to do more videos. It's just with the current camera I've got, it's just really not that great. And I didn't do well. Me and if you've been watching my gaming videos, you would know that. My mate Jamie Joel's in the videos with me doing our universe mode. We didn't do our Monday Night Raw for this past for yesterday, because obviously I'm doing this review as of Tuesday. So we're basically, when I get my camera, we're gonna we're gonna double up on the Raws and have 2 episodes next Monday. So 2 Raws on the Monday. But yeah, guys, in this Monday Night Raw. It was a pretty decent show, actually. I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty good. I think obviously the Raw after WrestleMania is not one of the best we've had, but it was, considering the Raws we've been having, it was a massive improvement. And I think they did a good job in not, diving straight back down to a lower level. I think they maintained the quality somewhat, at least. So to begin the show, we had Shane McMahon come out to a huge pop. It was really good opening of the show, and he was basically saying that the fans drove him to basically be in charge again tonight. And he basically announced that because Sami Zayn got screwed last week, obviously out of the Fatal 4-Way, that he was going to face AJ Styles, and if he beat AJ Styles, he would be put into the main event at Payback for the WWE title in a triple threat. And that we were also getting a women's title match between Natalya and Charlotte on Raw. And then Kevin Owens came out, which, yeah, I mean, Kevin Owens is just, he's amazing at what he does. He's definitely one of my favourite superstars, right? Well, I hate that word. He's definitely one of my favourite wrestlers in WWE right now. He's just an amazing heel. He's got all the right attributes to be, and he can be, a lot of people think, oh, there's just faces and heels, but there's different type of faces and heels, and he could easily be any type of heel. But he comes out and says that he's been getting screwed recently, and that he still hasn't got his rematch for the IC title, which is true. I don't know where that's been. And basically demands it, but Shane says you're gonna have to beat someone tonight to get that rematch, which I understand and I was cool with, because the match was amazing. And that guy was Cesaro. And the match with Cesaro was, brilliant. And obviously Cesaro got the win, which again I'm totally fine with. I would absolutely love Cesaro as Intercontinental Champion, and I think he will beat The Miz. I think Cesaro, he might kind of get screwed out of their first match, but I think he'll get a second match, and I think Cesaro will win the IC title off The Miz, in the next couple of pay-per-views, definitely. But I just think, why, they always put an importance to the guy who loses the belt getting his rematch, and with Kevin Owens it's just been, nothing. And it's just a bit, I mean, they did it with Dean Ambrose when Dean Ambrose lost the IC title to Kevin Owens on the Raw before Fastlane. Yeah, obviously he wasn't going to get his rematch at Fastlane because he was in the triple threat main event, but that doesn't mean that on the Raw after, I know he was building his feud with Brock Lesnar, but on the Monday, on the Raws that Brock Lesnar wasn't on Raw, why couldn't Dean Ambrose get his rematch then? But Kevin Owens and Cesaro put on an amazing match. Can't complain about the match and the outcome. I'm happy Cesaro or Kevin Owens won. I didn't mind who won. But Cesaro got the win, which was amazing. So yeah, great match and great first match to open the show. Then we had the WWE Tag Team Tournament. Obviously, because there was there's the quarterfinals, semifinals, and final to see who will face the New Day. The New Day came out, gave an amazing promo, which was really cool. And then the first match was the Dudleys versus the Lucha Dragons. The match was like whatever, but the Dudleys got the win, which I knew would happen, because when you saw the bracket, obviously if the Dudleys won their match, and I think on SmackDown Enzo and Big Cass have their match, obviously with the feud, they've building, both teams were going to win easily. So on SmackDown, you know, Enzo and Big Cass are definitely going to win. But yeah, the Dudleys got the win, and then Enzo and Big Cass came out just to the top of the ramp, did their whole entrance, which is as good as the New Days in my opinion. Those two have the two best entrances. I mean, not only in the tag team division, but maybe in the whole of WWE. They're just amazing. So that was really cool. They gave a little promo. Great way to build them up again, and I mean, they don't really need to be built up that much because they can build themselves up so well with what they do. So that was great. Then we had Roman Reigns come out, and Roman Reigns basically gave a promo, again saying he's not a good guy, not a bad guy, he's the guy. Which, I mean, if they're still trying to get Roman Reigns over, saying, having him come out to a booing audience and calling himself the guy is definitely not going to make them cheer him. But yeah, that was that for Roman Reigns coming out. But then the League of Nations came out to interrupt him, and until what happened at the end of this, scene or whatever, I was like, not again. Why are we having Sheamus and the League of Nations come out in the main event picture with Roman Reigns? It's like, can they please just fuck off? Seriously. But they come down to the ring after Sheamus gives an awful promo again. That was just so boring. But they come down to the ring, start attacking Roman Reigns. The Wyatt family come out and basically take out the League of Nations with Roman Reigns helping them. And so Shane comes out and says he likes the look of Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt kind of teaming up together, and that they're going to be in the main event as a tag team versus two members of the League of Nations. So I was like, okay, this is pretty interesting. This is going to be cool to see how it goes, just for the fact of what's it going to be like with Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. So yeah, that was an interesting announcement. Then we had a clip from Primo and Carlito again, which obviously it looks like Primo and Carlito are going to be returning to WWE, which is amazing, really. I'd love to see that. I thought they were really, they were really good in terms of in the ring when they were in WWE, a few years ago. They were really, really good. So I enjoyed watching them. So that'd be pretty cool. Then we had the women's title match, Natalya versus Charlotte. I'm not going to lie, I wasn't really invested in the match, just for the fact that, obviously with what happened at WrestleMania, I was anticipating, and I still think they're going to do this obviously now, which is Charlotte versus Sasha Banks. But they've just, I have no idea why WWE do this. The logical thing to do was Sasha never lost, and she got screwed out of the match. So you build up Charlotte versus Sasha for payback. Sasha Banks wins the title. Simple. But just this weird thing, and Sasha or Becky weren't even on Raw, which was like a travesty. Like, it's unbelievable that they weren't on the show. And so basically, I just don't understand why they just take a couple weeks out of a build-up to give another person just a title match, which has no meaning and won't progress anything for the future. And then they go back to it. It's just like pointless. It makes the person who was put in that match and that little 2-week build lose. It just gives them like momentum for 2 weeks and then puts them straight back down where they were. So it's just about getting people on TV, but it's stupid. That's not how to do it. But Charlotte won because of Ric Flair's disqualification. So, well, no, Natalya won by disqualification, but didn't win the title, obviously. So it was just not that interesting, to be honest. Again, it's one of those things. We saw it with Brie Bella against Charlotte. Just an uninteresting match because you knew that wasn't going to be a long-term feud, and you knew that person wasn't going to win the title because of where they were going with it. But then we had the tag team tournament again. We had the Usos versus Heath Slater and Curtis Axel from the Social Outcasts. The Usos got the win, and then an amazing moment after that. Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson debuted. Obviously, they've been rumored for a few weeks now. In what kind of situation they debuted, we didn't know. But obviously, they just made a massive impact by taking down the Usos. I'm not sure that's going to be a feud. It's just I think they did that just to show, just to make an impact basically, and it was amazing. I could definitely see, with them debuting. I mean, potentially at Payback, AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns. The match could be going along, and then Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson come out and try and help AJ Styles win, and then form the Bullet Club right there at Payback. I mean, that's definitely a scenario they could go with. So, yeah, massive impact, massive beatdown by Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. So that was a great moment to see some new superstars again. The two shows Shane's been, basically in power. There's been so many debuts. It's been amazing. So, yeah, that was amazing. Then we had AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn. Oh, by the way, guys, if you keep wondering why I'm looking to my right, it's because obviously I'm doing this on my laptop. I've had to write down like the notes of in what order the things were, because obviously I haven't got my camera. I can't just have my laptop to one side and do it like that. So yeah, it is a real inconvenience. But anyway, guys, AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn. Just an amazing match of the night. No one can sit here and say it wasn't match of the night. It was an incredible match. Obviously, if Sami Zayn won, like I said earlier, he'd be put in the triple threat at Payback for the WWE title. I did think AJ Styles was going to win because I did think they were going to keep it a one-on-one, but it wasn't like a clear, I wasn't, I didn't think it was that obvious, basically. I thought AJ Styles would win, but it wasn't predictable. The match was incredible, and AJ Styles did end up getting the win with the flying forearm, I think it's called. So, amazing match. Can't say a bad word about it. So yeah, great match, and obviously AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns. I think it's going to be an amazing match. Then we had Chris Jericho come out on the highlight reel and say it's the biggest highlight reel of all time. His guest is multiple-time world champion. Done the most amazing things in WWE. And he says that person is Chris Jericho. So he basically interviews himself. It was pretty funny. It was a funny moment. And then Dean Ambrose came up because Jericho said that no one can compete with him on the main roster. So, which is obviously like, you knew that's a lie basically. But Dean Ambrose came the Ambrose Asylum, which was really cool, and basically makes it his show, and in the end ends up giving Chris Jericho a dirty deeds, which was pretty cool, which was really funny as well. So yeah, obviously that looks like a feud in the future. So yeah, then we had Apollo Crews. Obviously made his debut on Raw last week, and obviously he got a win on Raw and SmackDown. And in this match, he was against Adam Rose, which it was an okay match. Again, it was just building up Apollo Crews even more, showing off all his talent. He's amazing in the ring, and obviously we haven't seen him do any promos yet, but I still think from watching NXT, he's got still quite a few things to improve. But Apollo Crews is going to be amazing on the main roster in the next few years. So that was a great match. Obviously picking up the win, and then was the main event, guys. Obviously Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns versus Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio. It was an okay tag team match. As I've said before, I'm not the massive fan of tag team matches ending Raw, but it was a pretty good match, and obviously a lot of the match was built up between Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. Are they getting along and stuff like that, and basically a lot of importance was put to that. The match was pretty good, like I said, and towards the end, Rusev tried to interfere and help Del Rio get the win over Bray Wyatt. And I thought, literally, when he hit the back breaker, that they might win. And I was like, League of Nations, League of Losers cannot end the show, end Monday Night Raw winning. No. But then Bray Wyatt's music went off, and Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan appeared at ringside, took out Rusev, and then Bray Wyatt hit Del Rio with Sister Abigail. And as he was pinning him, Sheamus got in the ring to break it up and got speared by Roman Reigns. So right on 3, it was actually really well done. Bray Wyatt hit Sister Abigail on Del Rio, goes for the pin, 1, 2, and on 3, Roman hits Sheamus with a spear, and obviously the ref hits the 3. And Bray Wyatt gets. I'm actually really glad Bray Wyatt got the pin in the match, though. I think if Roman had got the pin, it's just more like, well, why did Roman have to get the pin? Obviously, people would be like, he's always winning matches. Why does he have to get the pin in a tag team all the time as well? So I think it's definitely a great idea that they had Bray get the pin and not Roman. Because I just think otherwise fans would just revolt even more that Roman's getting the pins and basically, getting everything. So it's definitely the right decision to go with Bray getting the pin, I think, in my opinion. And then they just had a massive stare off to end Monday Night Raw between Bray and Roman. So it was definitely really interesting what they're building right there. It's great to see. I actually like them as a tag team in that match. It's not going to be a tag team going forward or anything like that, and I don't want it to be, but it was really really cool. It was a good. I think it was a pretty decent way to end the show, and it was a decent Raw overall, like I said. So yeah, guys, that's my Monday Night Raw review. Hope you all enjoy. Leave a like, share, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel, guys. I really would appreciate it. So obviously, hopefully, I get my camera back in the next few days, and I can put up not only more, but much better quality videos, and get back to the videos I was doing a couple of weeks back. So yeah, like I said, hope you enjoy this video, and see you soon, guys. Bye.